Yeah. Hey. All right. Hey. Yeah, I mean.
So we about to take off.
Hey. Please do remain calm. About to run against it and with a little bit of soul, no time.
Welcome to Please Remain Calm. I'm Ben Gonzalez.
And I am Daniel Gonzalez. As always, folks, the opinions expressed here on the Please Remain Calm podcast are our own. They do not reflect the opinions of the Los Angeles City Fire Department or the Los Angeles County Department of Health Services. Also, folks, I want to talk about our sponsor real quick, CBD Living Water. You've heard me say it before. I love drinking water. It's literally all I drink. I'm training my kids to drink nothing but water. Fruit juices and all that stuff, soda, all that stuff is so bad for you, man. Water is what your body begs for and wants and sucks out of every drink you ever get. Yeah. And so when we started looking for a company to partner up with, and we were approached by CBD Living Water, we were super excited to partner up with them. They use nanotechnology to stimulate your CB1 and CB2 receptors. It stimulates your immune system, hydrates you at the same time.
You don't even see the CBDs in here. This is what I'm saying.
You know, firefighting is a physically demanding job. I'm going to talk about a fire I just saw before we started coming in here to record the podcast today. But it's extremely physically demanding, man. You get a fire, you sweat through your uniform, you sweat through your turnouts, that first layer of your turnouts. Even if you get like a cardiac arrest or a significant medical patient where you're hustling and running back to the rig and getting medication and stuff like that, all that stuff is exercise, it's work on your body, and you sweat and you need to replenish those fluids and hydrate again. And I highly recommend CBD Living Water. I've been taking it to the station, handing it out to the guys. We've been using it after our workouts at the station. Whenever we need it, I carry it on the rig with me just to be able to refresh as we're out on the out in the field. So check them out at CBD Living Water on Instagram. They're a great CBD company. They have a lot of different products, and we're going to be talking about some of their other products in the future. But definitely check them out. We're happy to be partnered with them, and you guys should go check them out. CBD Living Water.
Absolutely. It's already alkaline water too, so everything you can want in water plus 10 milligrams of the nano CBDs.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Hi, good morning. How's it going, man? Hey, so something funny, interesting happened as as I was getting here to the podcast studio.
Yeah, but people will notice too. We're in a different studio today. We went back to our old studio for an episode to get a special episode in with our guest. But yeah, you pulled up.
Yeah, so I pulled up. We have a great guest here. We'll introduce in a minute. And I was just kind of sitting out. I like to sit out there and just go over all my information for the podcast and just make sure all my ducks are in a row. And I'm sitting there and I look up and I see a loom up of smoke. And it's, I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 blocks away from here, right? And we probably had a half hour or so before the podcast was supposed to start. So I hightailed it over there and actually got there right as the first units were pulling up on scene.
Oh, really?
And it was dude, when I say it, and I'm going to post some videos and pictures of it, but it was a big fire, man. People talk about career fires and you know what I mean? When you get a big ass fire like that, it's something that is talked about. If somebody took a good picture of it, it might go, as one of the pictures up in the kitchen of the firehouse. But you get little piddlywink fires here and there all the time. This was a gnarly fire, man. It looked like it was an abandoned, motel. And it was fully involved. I mean, blasting out of...
Yeah, I saw it blasting through the roof, that video you sent me.
Through the roof, all the windows were blowing square smoke out. It was a legit fire. So it's pretty cool to not be involved and be able to pull my phone out and walk around and take some videos and photos of that.
You're like a Rescue Rick.
A little bit. Yeah, I did a little bit feel like it, I'm saying, hey, I'm running around like saying hi to guys. Hey guys, they were pulling hose and I grabbed a little bit, my camera and pulled it out like, I got you, bro. I did feel a little bit like that, but it was cool. We talked in some past episodes about some guys that we went through South Bay Fire Academy with. And we brought up Dupertis, and he's an engineer at 27s in Hollywood now. So as I'm scooting around, taking videos, I'm like all in the mix with the guys. The cops are coming up to me. Hey, buddy, you got to go. I'm like, hey, I'm a firefighter. Pull out my ID. Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, right. I'm with PRC Pod. Yeah. And then Dupertis came up and smacked him. I'm like, oh shit, what's up, man? So I took a little photo with him. I'm not sure how that looked. We're taking a photo.
It's a great photo.
With the big ass fire in the back.
But yeah, man, it's
it's just interesting, and it got me thinking about like what a trippy ass job we have. Like you can literally be freaking going to the store in the morning to buy whatever you're going to cook for lunch, and come out to get back in the rig with your groceries and turn and look and, oh shit, there's smoke there. You know what I mean? And just like what happened here, we could be cruising down the street, just got done with a run or something like that and just cruising back to the station. You see smoke and you go from, like me chilling, looking at, flipping through Instagram and just looking through papers and stuff like that to like, oh shit, the hardest you've ever worked in your life.
Exactly.
Professional athlete level, exercise, you know what I mean? From 1 minute to the next.
Yeah. Then you turn around, it's the guy from PRC.
Yeah.
He's got the shirt on with his picture on it.
But I just wanted to mention that. Shout out to the guys from 27s and 61s and 35s and all these Hollywood area stations that showed up to that thing. It was a boomer fire. And hopefully maybe we can, get some guys over there to talk about it and show the video and stuff like that. Maybe just talk about like,
just have the
strategies and stuff like that. Who knows, man?
Yeah.
But that was pretty cool. It doesn't happen often that you get to go to a fire like that. It really doesn't happen often when you just happen upon it, because you're a dork sitting outside waiting to record a podcast. But
now you got it. You can put the footage up on the IG page.
Yeah.
And IG is a segue into introducing
it sure
the
is.
guest.
So I've talked about this in the past. And I've mentioned it a handful of times. You guys all know I do acting gigs and stuff, right? And I've always there's a handful of fire department TV shows out there and stuff, right? And and just putting this out there, I have auditioned for some of those. I've never auditioned for a firefighter. Like anytime I go out for any of those shows, 911 or
you played paramedics.
I played a paramedic a couple times.
Yeah,
but it always trips me out whenever I go out for those shows. It's never for any of the firefighter roles. It's always like gangster number
victim,
one, shooting victim number two, rape survivor number three or whatever. It's like damn, man, But I've always like been critical of fire department movies and TV shows, and the reason is I don't feel like anyone's really gotten it right. Like what the vibe of the fire department really is. No. I feel like Hollywood always tries to like make the job as a whole a lot heavier than it really is, right? Like, like everything is like, hey Rook, how you doing, man? Oh, I'm doing okay, man. All right. Well, look, just so you know, this job, it ain't about you as the individual. It's about the brotherhood, and it's about the guy sitting next to you. And you know what I mean? It just always feels like there's like a fucking weighted blanket on everything.
They're almost like YouTube studio videos.
Exactly,
so
dude.
Do your kids watch that crap?
Yes.
My kids watch Darman all the time, and every video is just like terrible like that, like where they're just all the dialogue is the message.
Everything is so heavy, right?
Yeah.
And I've always said, that's not the fire department. That's not like the vibe of the fire department. The fire department is not heavy drama 90% of the time with a little bit of humor sprinkled in, which is what I feel like all of the Hollywood depictions of firefighting are, right?
Well, yeah, it's a drama and then a bunch of romance too.
And all the extra shit they have to throw on it, right?
Because everybody's really hot.
Because every week you have to have
last person.
Every week you have to have high drama, right? So there's always like extra drama thrown in everything. Even like I'd say Rescue Me was as close as you get to like how the fire department, how guys really are with each other. But even that is like, there was always something thrown into every episode that just like, God, what the fuck? This is the craziest fire station I've ever seen in my life. Like shit always happens here. But I've always said that the fire department is 90% humor. It's a comedy, dude, with little sprinkles of super high life and death drama, right? Like it's you go through the day and it's all fucking fun and games. It's all joking with your buddy. It's all fucking with guys and pranks and talking shit and there's 5 people that haven't paid for dinner yet, but you get on the PA and hey, there's one dirtbag that hasn't paid, so the 5 people. It's all jokes and it's a boys club, man. Yeah. It's becoming a little bit of a girls club too now, but it's historically has been like being at the boys club, and joking around and messing around with your friends. And then in the middle of joking around, cardiac arrest or massive structure fire a block away, right? And that's when the switch gets turned and it's a life and death job. And everybody has to know their job right now, and there's no time to waste, and time is of the essence in everything we do, right? And then we get done with that, or we get past that like exciting hump of like, oh shit, this is until it gets to be where like, okay, this is mitigated and it's on the downside, and then you can stop and take a picture with your old buddy from South Bay or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's these peaks and valleys of high drama, you know what I mean? It peaks there, and then it's back down to just maintenance and fucking around with your buddies and stuff like that. So that accompanied with social media, that's like for the most part, a pretty new thing to, guys that have been around for a little while. You're getting more guys that are showing the funny side of the fire department. And that's what our guest has done. So our guest today is Tyrone Hurst, firefighter. How's it going,
guys? What's up, everybody?
Thanks for being
Tyrone works at a fire station 35, and he has a fire department humor page that he runs that is really taking off, and that everybody's talking about on our department, and it's picking up traction across the country.
It's for our department.
Yeah, man. So we had Tyrone. We've been actually playing phone tag and trying to get him on the podcast for a while now.
It's been a couple months, right?
It's been a couple months, yeah. And it's funny because that's kind of like the struggle with getting guests on here, anyways, because it's always firefighter, and it's a different shift.
It's got to be us on a day, and then we got to find somebody to get the day that we can do.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But we're happy to have you on, man. I've been following your stuff for a while. All the guys at the station, talk about your videos and stuff, and have been actually telling me, hey, you got to get this guy on the podcast. So we're happy to have you here.
Hopefully I don't disappoint anybody.
So anytime we have a firefighter on the podcast, I always like to, a lot of our listeners are like up and coming guys and gals that are, EMTs, or just kind of like at different levels of trying to get on the job or have just gotten on the job. And we do have a bunch of veteran listeners as well. But I always like to ask guys, kind of take us through like the very beginning, how even the spark of becoming a firefighter hit you, and what's the path that you took to even get into this job?
Okay. Yeah, no problem. Well, I tried to get in the military, and just a little backstory. I'm not that smart of a guy, and that's okay, because there aren't really any smart firefighters. But
I got it pretty well. Yeah.
I got a poor ASVAB score, and my recruiter said, go back to college. So I'm in college, and I'm like, I hate college. I started taking fire science classes. Then I failed as trying to be a police officer. I was like, damn, dude. So I'm just going to commit to the fire department thing.
Yeah.
That was 2008.
So it was the last resort for you, kind of?
No, it was like change directions.
Okay.
Like, I'm not sure what I want to do. Well, military really was my goal. I was in ROTC. I was big on that. I was like the top rank in my high school, barring my grades.
So you really tried on the ASVAB?
Oh, well, kind of.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did. But I needed to go back to school, man. Honestly, I did.
Okay.
And I just ended up falling into this. I'm like, I need to do something else. And plus, backstory on the military, the guy who superseded me in the highest rank came back. He was an Army Ranger. And he told me straight, looked me in the eyes. He said, do not do this.
No shit.
Yeah. He's like, go do something else. He's like, my friends have lost their lives. I don't really know. There's a lot. I don't really want to get into it. But
yeah,
when someone like that tells you that,
sure, man.
I took it to heart. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe I can help people in another way. Maybe police, fire, something.
Yeah.
And I committed to the fire thing when I started taking classes and fell for it. So
where did you grow up? You grow up here in LA?
I'm from Palmdale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm from the high desert, man. And everybody up there wants to be military, police, or fire.
Yeah.
That's the goal. And for everyone, and that's your way out, really, of the desert. So that's how I started on my journey in the fire services through college.
Did you test anywhere else, or was city and county like?
So
the aim for you?
2008. When did you get hired?
I got hired in 03.
03. So what happened in 2008? Hiring freeze.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I was coming out of college, ready to go. My EMT. My college degree, hiring freeze. Oh, it'll be hire next year. We'll hire you next year. Hire next year. Okay.
That's what happened to our little brother too.
Damn. Mm-hmm. So 8 years later, I'm stuck on the ambulance. All the guys getting hired by county are just county like sons and whatever with the connect. Mm-hmm. They're passing me up, and city I started getting calls from Berkeley. People started hiring because I was a medic.
Sure.
And then city calls me. They don't hesitate. They hire me. Then they shut down the drill tower, 2013. Remember that?
Yeah.
And then, nepotism. Okay, again, they're hiring, the sons and the chiefs, whatever. And they call me again. They hire me. And I said, fine, I'm completely committed to this department. And I'm LA City all the way. They're the ones that grabbed me. And I'm very loyal to the department. But I'll get to that in a minute. Right. That's how it came about.
Yeah.
Hey, so you were hired twice then?
I was hired twice.
So how much time in between from them shutting it down to them bringing you back?
About a year and a half.
God damn.
Yeah. 2014 was a rough year.
God, it's heartbreaking, man.
Jesus. Yeah. As you were just working private ambulance?
Yeah, I was stuck on the private ambulance, and I would train people, and they would get hired by county, and people were passing me up all the time, and I'm just like...
It's like, what the hell?
The harder it got, the more I wanted it. And that's how you got to be with the fire service. The worse it is, you gotta go harder.
Yeah. And I always tell people that too, man. It's it's one of those things that you got to just put one foot in front of the other. You got to take the next class. And when that class is done and you take this test over here that you have no intention of, working for that department. Never even heard of that city, but take the damn test so you know what the test is like, And then, there's another class, the rope systems 3-day course. Okay, take that. It doesn't matter how far the step is. Just take a little baby step forward, Next thing you know, your resume's got, 15 things on it compared to the guy next to you that has 4 or 5 things.
And hey, I just want to tell you guys out there who are trying, I do have a YouTube channel, but listen, 44 departments and 22 tests. That's what it took for me to get on after 8 years. So, you guys got to, if you want it, you can get it. Yeah. It's easier now, but.
Yeah, it's definitely easier now. Yeah. Where did you go to paramedic school?
I went to Victorville.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so up where like Captain Suter we were talking about.
Yeah.
I went to Victorville.
How long were you a medic before you got hired?
I was a medic since 2010, and I think I got hired in 2015, so 5 years.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of times too, man, you'll be struggling to get on, struggling to get hired. People are passing you up and stuff like that, and you go to paramedic school and let the city know, hey, I'm in paramedic school, or I just graduated, and that's a big stepping stone to getting hired as well. Mm-hmm. What were your houses on probation?
I was at Ones. And
that's a good spot, man.
Yeah, it was a great spot. I had a lot of fun there. I still draw a lot of my experience and my training from there. Yeah. Then 83s. That's when I started my YouTube stuff. It was a little bit slower, but I still wanted to train. So I started making like breather videos. I don't know if you've ever seen that one, how to throw your breather in 31 seconds. And then I went to 39s, and now I'm at 35s.
So you went to 35s when you got off probation, is basically your first house off probation?
Yeah, actually, my son was sick. He had a heart condition, so I wanted to be close to Children's Hospital.
Oh, wow.
Damn. And that's why I transferred to 35s. And there was people like, oh, why are you coming here? We have another guy. I'm like, I don't give a damn who you guys got, you know? But I came, and now I've been there longer than anybody at that station. So it's
funny. I was just talking to somebody about that.
On my shift. Sorry, Captain Ruiz.
I was just talking to somebody about that. It used to be that way. You go to transfer into some place. And, it's always a good idea to call ahead of time. Hey, I'm such and such, I'm interested in coming into the spot that's open there, and that used to be kind of like the way you did things. Call up,
check that it's cool.
Yeah. Do you have, because sometimes I'll have somebody else in mind, right? Oh, we got, Joe Blow from 29 has been talking about coming over here, and he's best friends with such and such and lives next door to so-and-so. Right. And you're like, okay, but I got 6 years on this guy. Yeah, but we want him, so don't put in. Or, if you put in, you're not going to like it here type of shit. Right.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like out the window these days.
Didn't it happen though, like a couple years ago with you guys?
Yeah. I mean, that's a whole nother story, but that used to be the norm, man. You called and it was like, if they had somebody in mind, it was like, nope, don't put in, and if you put in, it was freaking hell. The guys, everybody was an asshole. You know what I mean?
I think my shift would have been like that, but I went in and I met the guys and I talked to them, and then I got their blessing. I didn't
tell them the situation.
But I kind of bumped somebody out, but I had some important stuff going on.
Yeah. And
so they understood.
Yeah, they did.
Okay. That's cool.
And that's a good thing about the department too, man, is it's not the first time something like that's happened where, you need to be at a spot for something, your dad's got cancer and is dying, you want to be close to his house or whatever, stuff like that. It's cool when the department and the guys, realize that there's a situation like that. And help to get you to a spot like that.
That the place is literally blocks away from where you want to be. Yeah, exactly. That's great.
Yeah, but that's like the shifting of it's such a funky, weird time to be a firefighter. It feels like to me, man. It feels like there's a shift in a lot of different things, and humor and the way that rookies are treated and stuff like that is one of those things. Our dad was on the job.
Really?
Got hired in 77. He retired about 16 years ago. But when he got hired, it was like a wave of like post-Vietnam,
Right.
blue collar workers that got hired as, like in a mass group. And
Machinists and tractor drivers.
and contractors,
skills,
plumbers,
guys,
stuff like that, right? So keeping that in mind, those guys come through the fire department at a time when it was still like, smoke eaters, no turnout pants, and all the old timers had the big huge mustaches like one of your characters, right? And they got treated a certain way because whatever. And then that their generation, a lot of them were in the military and went through basic training in the military and shit like that. And you know how the military is.
Yeah.
They beat you down and build you up type of attitude. And so when they went through being a rookie, you know what I mean? They got treated that way by the old timers. They went through basic training in Vietnam and all that stuff. And now they're the firefighters training the younger guys. And so when I went through, the guys like around the time, it was like everybody was an asshole. You know what I mean? Like it was just the norm. Like you were treated like an asshole. If you were a rookie, you were a piece of shit. You didn't know shit, and everybody treated you like that. And it sucked, dude. It was part of what sucks so bad about being a rookie. Still to this day, I feel like we're in a transitional time. Like it feels like.
Is this an LA City thing though?
I don't know.
I don't really feel that other departments know what happens at LA City and how it feels to be a rookie at LA City. There are rumors, and sometimes rumors are worse.
Yeah, because I remember when we were coming up, that was always the attitude, was that city was kind of insane.
Yes.
And it's not worth it. It's too much.
They told me that. Like, hey, dude, just wait for county. Yeah. Come on, man.
I'll post.
I ain't waiting for county no more, dude. I've been waiting for 8 years.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'll post some videos of like our rookie, because I run the 63s page, doing drills and stuff like that on the TikTok. And that's the majority of the comments. It's like, oh shit, LA City, this is hardcore, man. Oh, you got him memorizing this, or you got him doing that. And it's like,
yeah, I remember that.
For us, it's like, just a normal way that we do things. So, yeah, man, it's a trip to me. It seems like there's a lot of change happening in the fire department. And one of those things is, it feels like, not so much that like people are changed on their own, but it's a little bit more dangerous to be a rookie hammerer. Like you can get in trouble for that stuff now.
Like it was before.
People, where people used to just eat it and go home and cry under their pillow or whatever. It's like they're talking about it, saying shit about it, and people are getting in trouble for it. So there's a shift in the culture a little bit.
And this is the thing that I love about your page and what Tyrone's doing with his characters is that, like, because you pointed this out too, and I remember seeing it because I mean, when I was like an intern, I had cool preceptors, but there were hammers on the other shifts, man. And one guy had to switch out because he was just getting killed all the time, right? It's funny, because it's
funny
like you're fucking with me, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you're doing this, but also, come on, dude.
Okay,
you know
here's when it becomes funny.
Yeah.
When it's over,
yeah,
and you call up one of your classmates or you see one of your guys and you say, "Dude, remember? Hey, let me tell you what happened to me."
Yeah.
And that's where this stemmed from. Is that when people get together, start talking about what happened to them, and it becomes like a healing process through laughing about it, but at the same time, like me personally, I'm not ready to just walk away from that. We're gonna hit this thing head on, and I feel like the Chiefs are like, hey man, if it sucks down there, promote, because life's good up here, and that's all great. But what about the rest of us? We're in the trenches, man. And people are not happy at work. And actually, if you guys don't mind, I just want to talk a little bit about,
of course, man,
like how this came about. When I first started doing this, I'm a guy, I guess I fail a lot. I just failed my practical for engineer. So what do they say when you're not happy at LAFD? Promote, right? I'm a paramedic. I want to be a firefighter. I've been wanting this so long. Now, you get shafted as a paramedic, really. My morale's down. I'm no longer a fireside. I'm getting detailed all the time. People are banging in. They shut down the Facebook page. morale is just bad.
Yeah.
You know, and then rookies still have to deal with the stuff at the station too. No one wants to work here anymore.
Yep.
That's what it came down to, is everybody who was really committed didn't want to work here anymore. But hey, man, Captain Navarro from the drill tower, our motto was burn the ships, be committed to the city, be committed to the department, make it better. And you know, failing the practical really ignited me. Okay, how could I enjoy work?
Yeah.
I'm not just going to suffer. I'm not going to get angry. I'm not going to change who I am. I need to enjoy work. And the guys at my station, Steve Salazar and Zane Archer and Sylvester Smith, Jeremy Dan, we had a lot of good time at work, and they helped me just stay at work, stay motivated. But at the same time, I wanted to like share some of that stuff you're talking about.
Yeah.
What is the fire department? What is it really versus what is portrayed? And also, no one knows LA City.
Yeah.
We're like this little island, and no one really knows what happens here. They just have these myths about, you know, what happens here, and these stories about probation, but no one really knows. And when I predicted a senior firefighter in one of my videos, it just got really, it took a lot of all the comments. Oh, I had a guy like that. And I knew I was onto something.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, I had a guy like that.
You nail these characters, man. Yeah. Everybody has the bull engineer. I mean, dude, when I say you nail the essence of these characters, man, I mean, it's like, it's something that damn near everybody can relate to, man. Just like you said. I was looking kind of deep, doing a deep dive into your page. And it looks like you were doing, you know, little funny videos here and there, just kind of sporadically.
Yeah.
And then maybe at the beginning of this year, it looked like you started doing it more regular and stuff like that. What triggered that change for you to start looking at this as something you wanted to do? Was it the practical, like you said?
The practical made me like try to find a better attitude at work and you know, change my attitude, enjoy work. But actually, somebody posted one of my videos. And I got a message from my friend. He works for county. He's like, dude, you're famous. I'm like, what do you mean? This guy just posted one of your videos. So I go look, and he didn't tag me in. It's all good. But he got a lot of views. He got like 40,000 views off this. I was like, damn, what? I didn't even know that. So I started like, okay, well, maybe I'll make a few more. I started making a few more, and then somebody ratted me out.
Ah, okay.
Do you remember that?
So that's what I was going to ask you too, because in the earlier videos,
this was anonymous at first, huh?
In the earlier videos, you have your badge on.
Yes.
You know, you have your regular shirt with the patches and stuff like that.
I'm getting like 100 views. Who cares? You know? Yeah.
And then when you started doing it regularly, you could see that you took anything that identified as LA City off.
Right.
What happened with that? The city just came to the station and talked to you.
I made a really good video, man. It was a good one about the typical LA City motivational speech. And your firefighter brings you in there. They did it to the drill tower. You're the worst rookie of all time. Yeah. You know, you suck. You're bringing the department down. You're the motivational speech. And I had just posted it, and then my captain calls me to the office. He's like, "Hey, man, I got a call." He says, "If you take all your videos down right now, nothing happens. If you don't, CTS." And the chief already knows about it. It's like, fuck. So I took them down, man. It was hard. I had to take them all down.
Heartbreaking.
And then it was heartbreaking because I was building momentum.
Yeah. And you put time and effort into making them, man. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I had been warned. A guy at my station, Morgan, he's like, "Hey, man, you're in, this is all good, but you're in your shirt." And I was like, this guy's rat. I'm thinking that. But I just, put my pride to the side. He was 100% right.
Yeah.
You're not a rat, Cody. I'm just messing with you, man. I was just hurt, but somebody wanted to take them down. I don't know who it was, but they reported me. And then I was like, okay, well, I'll start my own thing. Yeah. I will build a whole brand. Like I said, when things get harder, you go harder.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's what I did, man. I created fire department humor at it.
Yeah, and just follow their rules, and there's nothing.
Yep, I got the social media policy. I highlighted everything. I made sure everything I was doing was, in par, and I got my own logo. And I none of my videos are without my logo in it. And let's go.
So were they watching you downtown, the social media captain room?
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. There's a whole. It's funny. And we've talked about it in the past.
Yeah, we had an episode about it.
We've gone up there to OCD, I call it Metro, to with the task force, just get a tour and stuff like that. and Captain Amy Bassman, shout out to Amy, good friend, was in charge of the social media stuff. So she was back then. I don't think she is anymore. I did see that,
on,
yeah.
she was kind of supportive early on.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't think she's in that position anymore.
Okay.
At the time she was. And so, hey, what's up, Amy? I hadn't seen her in a while. And I go, what do you do here? And she goes, oh, let me show you. And takes me into the room where her office is. And I shit you not, dude, it's a wall of TVs or monitors. And basically in every social media, they follow every hashtag that has to do with the fire department. So anybody posts anything with any kind of fire related hashtag on it, it pops up on their walls of stuff. And so they just kind of like watch all that stuff and see if anybody's, first of all, it's mostly there. It's like the PIO's office. So like, if there's like any kind of newsworthy event or something like that, or somebody's posting about a fire that just started or whatever the hell, they kind of keep track of all that stuff, but they're also looking at, your social media.
And what was happening at the morale time, social media was getting heavy. They had that captain who made that video.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
They were starting to really turn down that,
sure. Yeah.
device and squeeze people for the social media. So I was entering it at like the worst time.
Yeah. But it's almost like a good time to do it, because then you were kind of like, setting everything up kind of bulletproof. You know what I mean? You were setting it up right at the time when they were looking at everything the heaviest. So as long as you stayed on the right path while they were looking at you that hard, you probably weren't gonna, go out of your lane.
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
Well, I still got to be mindful. I don't want to bring discredit to the department. I'm not trying to do that. I really want to change morale. I really want people to want to work for LA City, and they, oh, hey man, you work for LA City. Does that stuff really happen on the fire department humor? Yeah, actually, sometimes it does.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy, man. But I want to tell more of the story too about there's a cycle, man. You're having a good time with your guys. You guys start going at each other. Things start to get rough around the station. People start not getting along. And then what happens? The fire comes.
Yeah.
And when the fire comes, us being firefighter, all that gets erased.
Yeah.
You guys are hugging. Let's plan our next station trip.
Yeah.
Things are going good. Fires aren't as much anymore.
Yeah.
But maybe that's how those guys bonded more in the past. We aren't getting as much fires, and that, maybe there's something there. What do you think?
We've talked about it before too, man. There's a lot of factors I think that go into it. It used to be too, you never talked about politics or religion at the station, right? And that seems to take over every conversation these days. Everybody's got an iPad or an iPhone that has their own little, media bubble on it and all their socials that they follow and stuff like that. So where you used to come into the kitchen for a UFLAC, and someone makes cookies and you sit in there and bullshit, throughout the day, guys are going in their corners and flipping through their iPads and stuff like that. And so there's a separation there.
There is.
So I think there's little things that affect camaraderie overall. But, I told you off the air here, man, if that was your goal, to get people talking and laughing about the fire department and laughing about these things that we all went through as rookies, you're meeting that goal.
Yeah, you're nailing it.
People are definitely talking about your page. They're laughing about it. I mean, guys, literally belly laughing at the kitchen table, talking about your goal. Videos and stuff like that, to the point where I'm bragging about having you on the podcast.
It's also a message to the younger guys who think they're going to come in and just jump in that cycle that you've been talking about and grow a mustache and start hammering guys. Why?
Yeah.
Who do you want to be at this station, man? And I have another character. He's the B shift rookie. He's like a pseudo superhero.
Yeah.
And he's always helping out the other rookie. Be that guy.
Yeah.
Don't try to grow a mustache and act like you got 20 years in rate.
Yeah.
Okay?
Don't worry about
Sammy
looking
Ortiz,
cool.
all right? You don't have that time. You don't have those fires, so don't be hard.
You guys seen that a lot?
With the younger guys?
Guys are like 5 years on,
dude.
and now I'm a bull.
Well, for me, the trip was the classmates that I saw doing
that changed?
Yeah. So got off probation, went to a firehouse with a couple guys that were classmates and one guy that was like a class or two ahead of us. And I've always, I was an explorer. Dad was on the job. We've been around this fire department our entire lives. Okay. My earliest memories are climbing all over truck 15, old 15s, And so, even in the drill tower, right? Victor Aguirre was one of our peer groupers in the drill tower, and shout out to Victor. If you know Victor, great guy, amazing guy. He was the captain too at the Boyd Street incident. But he was one of our peer groupers, and he used to, come in, take his hat off and chuck it. You guys are right, and we're all standing there, and you can see everybody's like, "What the hell?" And I'm just like, "Oh, dude," I'm thinking to myself, I'm trying not to smile, but I'm thinking to myself, "Oh, this dude's putting it on,"
Yeah.
And then you see him turn around, and I'd see a little smirk on the corner of his mouth, and I'm like, "All right," But I knew what the hell was going on, and getting to being off probation and getting to a firehouse where now we got rookies, and to see a classmate treating rookies like that. So it's like, first of all, you got barely more time than this guy that you're shit talking, right? And I've always had that attitude, like, there's no reason to be treating people. Plus, you never know what this guy knows or where he's been, or he's a rookie and his head's shaved and he doesn't have a mustache, but I don't know who the hell you are or what you know about anything. So funny story. That was kind of like my attitude. And we got John Holt at our station, right? I don't know if you know Holt. He's an EMS captain now. And same thing, guy with my time on, just kind of talking shit and treating him like
Holt was a rookie with you?
Holt was like they call it fourth house rookie.
Okay.
So he's technically still
Just
a
got
rookie,
off,
but he was done with his third house. He was done with his 10-month, and they sent him somewhere while his paramedic license went through or something like that. And it just happened to be this station. So he was only there for a couple months, but he didn't have his shield on his helmet yet because he hadn't hit 12 months yet, even though he had already had it and all that stuff, right? And the guys were just kind of hammering him like a rookie and shit. And I've never been that way. And so kind of befriended him. We'd have good conversations, talk about his life and stuff. Turns out he's freaking Marine recon.
He's been behind
enemy lines. He's had all this crazy ass life
he's a very
experience.
Smart person.
He's known, way more stress and done way more shit than I can even. And I'm gonna talk shit to you about you didn't fucking clean the toilet the way I like it or whatever you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Blows my mind, but you would never know that about, because he's not running around talking about all the shit that he's done in his life. You would never know that unless you engage with them. Hey man, what's going on? Are you married? Are you paramedic? Where'd you go? Just engaging with these guys, younger guys, and find out a little bit about them. That's how you build that camaraderie with the guys that you're working with. That's how you build that love, and that's when, it comes down to it. You're going to feel the need to have this person's back. You know what I mean?
And it's crazy because it's like, it's so important for this line of work for people that aren't firefighters and they're hearing this. It's like a crazy concept to them. If you're thinking about your office or something, and they're like, we don't sit and have cookies together anymore. Like, what's happening?
It's
other
unlike,
people are just like, look, I'm like, fuck all my coworkers all the time. I got one homie at work that we get drunk with on the weekend.
It's a little different in the station though, because that next fireman, you guys can get in some real shit together.
Yeah.
Like, it's bad. We can die with each other.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit more serious. I don't mean to bring it there, but we need to treat each other a little bit better too. I mean, this is a different line of work. That big boomer, we don't know what happened. We don't know what's going on in the news right now. Someone fell through the roof or whatever.
Yep.
Shit happens here. So
yeah, it's I always tell people too, there was a time in my career when I spent more time living with the guys at the firehouse than I did living at home with my wife and family, right? If I pick up, our regular shift is 10 shifts a month. If I pick up 6 overtime days because there's vacancies all over the city and they're shutting rigs down and stuff like that, right? If I pick up 6, that's more than half the month that I've spent 24 hours at the firehouse, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Living with these guys, fucking cleaning up, the toilets after them, helping wash the dishes together, vacuuming, maybe it might be, weeklies to dust the vents, and we're up there doing housework and stuff like that. But you're living a life with these guys and gals at the fire station. It's not like going to work and you're just doing your work in your cubicle and it's no big deal. You get to know these people intimately, So yeah, it's a unique thing, man, being on the fire department, and you have to find humor, especially just like I said, man, we get some heavy ass calls on 4th of July. We had a backyard drowning, the whole damn party.
Every 4th of July. We had 2 last year, man.
It's terrible, man. But you hit that heavy stuff and you got to have humor to to kind of counteract it and balance it as well. Are all of these ideas, video ideas that you have, are they just things that happen to you? Like, how do you come up with your ideas? Because you post a lot.
Yeah.
How do you come up with these ideas, man?
Honestly, so I've actually been making videos for a long time just for my friends, and a lot of the voices that you hear me, like my Captain Quarters character, that's the voice that when I'm playing around with my daughters, that I'm like one of their funny characters. So I've been impersonating and doing all these things, and then I've had this thought like, hey, what if I did, and by the way, senior firefighter is supposed to be an AO, but no one really knows what an AO is in the general public, so I made him the senior firefighter. And so basically, when you've been working on something a long time, things start to materialize. It starts to become a magnet. I mean, you're a comedian, you understand, like everything starts to become inspiration to you.
Yeah.
And not everything that has happened that I make a video about has ever even happened. Yeah, it's just like that's actually a really good idea. And my buddy Steve Salazar and Zane and everybody at station, they give me ideas too. They're like, Andrew, you know what you should do, and they have these really good ideas, and they Zane's just laughing the whole time. I don't know. Do you know Zane?
I don't think
he's
so.
He's a really
man.
good guy, man. Just got married, but Steve helps me out, but. Like I said, you're an artist, you're a comedian, you can get material from anywhere. I pretty much am at that phase right now. I could draw material from anywhere at this point, And I have a list of like 200 things.
Yeah, like something doesn't have to happen, it could almost happen.
Can almost happen.
Yeah, this situation, okay, yeah,
yes, exactly.
How was it when you first started making the video? Like, how were the guys at the station when you first started making the video? Because you make them at the station, right?
No. Not officially.
A station.
I don't know. Maybe it's green screen, dude.
But how were the guys at the station at the beginning before it was anything compared to now that it's like taking off?
I'm going to drop this on you. No one's ever seen me make one of these videos.
Hey, there you go. All right.
And the reason why is because I can do it in one take.
Yeah.
I'm not to just say it. I can shoot it within 5 minutes. And, my captain's...
One take Tyrone.
I can honestly do it. It isn't always one take, no, but I've perfected it. I can do it in one take. Not every character.
Yeah.
One character in a 1 to 3 to 5. But my captains, for me, it's about making sure I keep the reputation up and I'm following the rules so that they don't get that phone call again.
Sure, yeah.
I highly respect my captains, Captain Brandos and Captain Stratton at 35s and the other captains at 35s
Matt
too.
Stratton?
Yes, sir.
Good
really
man.
good guy.
Shout out.
So, my thing is never put them in a position where they have to check me as out of respect for them.
Sure.
And then other people at the station have never seen it. However, not everybody supports me, even on my shift.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I have a couple people on my shift that don't want me doing them, even though, they might go and take their 30-minute nap and I might take my 10 minutes and maybe try to boost morale in the department.
Yeah.
They
just don't see it that way.
and just let me, think of ideas or write stuff down and work a little harder at the morale.
Yeah.
What are they telling you though? Like, what's their reasoning?
They're not hitting me direct. I got my ear to the ground, man.
Yeah.
When you move like me, I'm doing something never been done before.
Yeah.
So I got my ear to the ground and what's happening around me. I got to watch myself. I could end up in a position,
Yeah. You ever feel like making a character about them?
No. I have my characters are kind of set, but
yeah.
Is it more of a thing like they're thinking like you're too ambitious with this, need to focus more on job stuff?
Yeah,
or,
I guess so. Maybe. Yeah. I think that I don't know. I can't give them a whole lot of attention, man. You guys know, you get 10 fans, one of them is going to be a hater for every 10.
Yeah.
So I have 7,000 followers. I have 700 people who want to try to stop me. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
Some people that's their thing, man. They just don't like other people shining in their view. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that happens all over the place in the fire department, man. It's like, what's your problem?
We eat our own, right?
Yeah.
When does that end?
Yeah.
I'm not just going to just go forward, promote and say, promote if you want out. No, dude, I'm going to try to hit this head on and I'm going to try to do something. That's really why I do this, man. I want to change it. I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool. It's a real purpose, but that's pretty much the other like attitude People promote, they're like, all right, it's not my problem anymore. Now I'm here.
I'm out.
Then when this
I got
sucks, I
mine.
try to promote again.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of, I mean, that's one of the things that's talked about a lot, dude. Guy, or you might work with a guy for 10, 12, 15 years, you know, and then he promotes, makes captain or makes chief or something like that, and he's like a completely different guy. But then at the same time, it's like, I don't really know what kind of pressures he's under or anything like that. I don't know, man.
That's true too.
I don't know, you know, so, but it is something that feels like needs to be addressed and changed, or at least nudged in the right direction, man.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what your page is doing. There are a handful of fire department, you know, comedy pages. Mm-hmm. Have you ever had any kind of ideas of collaborating with any of those, or have you ever had any butting heads with any of those other guys or anything like that?
That's an interesting question. So there's Fireman 323. You guys should look him up. He's a cool guy.
Oh yeah, follow him.
He's
Yeah,
posted us.
he's posted the podcast a couple times. Yeah,
so
nice
he's
guy.
real supportive for people, and he warned me. He's like, "Hey, you're gonna have some people gunning for you," but he supported me. I was super excited. Fire Department Chronicles. I'm a huge fan of that guy.
Yeah, he's funny, man.
He's really funny. I have a lot of respect for Jason. You know, I feel like I know it well. You know.
Yeah.
Do you have like a? I know with you know, we're trying to like expand the podcast now and kind of like reaching out into TikTok and trying to manage those things a little bit better. We always just kind of posted whenever I had something to post and didn't really keep track. Do you try to keep track and tabs on like the algorithms and when you post, how long your videos are, all those little things that you check on? Mm-hmm. How did you learn about that stuff, or was that just self-education?
TikTok taught me a lot about social media because they have the algorithm like down scary. TikTok is scary.
Scary, dude.
Yeah, they know how long you look at things, what works, and how long scenes are. But I also have a little bit of like instinct as well. Hey, this video's too long. This joke's too long. So I do look at stuff. I do my research, man.
Yeah.
I do my research, and I find out 1 minute videos are too long for TikTok. That's why I'm not really on there. But millennials like me, they're on Instagram.
Yeah.
And they're, guess what, firefighters, 25 to 40, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So 1 minute videos is my bread and butter, and I can do a lot with that.
Are you using, so let me ask you this. When you make a video with like a sound that's on TikTok already, do you, when you have an idea for a video like that, do you come across a sound and go, that's the sound I want to use, and then figure out what you're going to do to it? Or do you have an idea for a video and then go looking for a sound that might
I
relate
draw
to it?
the ideas as they come to me, or
It's organically like that.
organically like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I can use this. I can use that.
You film it in an app like InShot, or you go like straight to Reels? Or?
What's the one I use? It's there's a really good editing app. It's CapCut.
Okay,
That's a really good one.
My kid uses
wife.
that one. Yeah.
Who do you know?
My son uses that one.
All the guys are using CapCut right now. It's really good for sounds, and that too. TikTok make it easy to like grab sounds and do all kinds of stuff editing.
Yeah.
What's your plan for the page? You just planning on continuing to do as you're doing and growing it and see how big you can get it, maybe make some money off of it? Is that?
I got my website is about to open up probably when I leave here, firedepartmenthumor.com, and I'll do stickers and t-shirts. And I actually brought you guys some right here. These are original stickers that I had made for me.
Yeah, these are
dope.
dope.
Guy, Dom.
Awesome.
And then you guys throw some shirts as well.
Beautiful, man.
So
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so I saw you have your own merch on in all your videos. Right?
Yeah. So I think my goal, I just want to continue to make funny videos. I'm in the red. I'm not making any money off this. You know, I'm getting off the ground, and I'm networking, meeting people, and spending money to grow.
Yeah.
And I'm not in the green. Am I going to become rich off it? I seriously doubt it.
Yeah.
But I want to leave my mark for sure.
Sure, man.
But yeah, you explain the purpose of it here, and it's a good thing, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're doing good work.
Thank you.
What about like for the fire department? I mean, you mentioned going out for engineer. Is that still a goal for you? Or
yeah,
are you looking
I
for
should
a
have a
captain?
3-hole by the end of the summer or something. So my video output's less because I'm focusing on that. My wife's pregnant with our 4th, so You know, I got a whole other life. If I don't go viral, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
If I make the 3,500 people that work here fucking belly laugh and have a good time, and I try to release my videos on the weekend when we're getting recalled. You know, I'm thinking
Take
about
the edge
us,
off
man.
a little, yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm thinking about us. I honestly am. So,
Well,
All the recalls happen on the weekend?
they're happening all the fucking time now, but and they're talking about changing the way they do the sign hire process. There's a lot going on with that right now. Yeah. It's damn near every day.
It ain't getting better. Yeah.
When he says morale is low right now, it's probably the lowest I've ever seen it since I've been on the fire department. And there's a lot of factors that go into that, man. You know, the pandemic, obviously, you know, all the stuff going on with you know, retirees retiring. I mean, there's still like a shit ton of people retiring, but you know, people leaving with the pandemic and the vaccine and just a whole bunch of things. And on top of that, we're way busier. My dad always talks shit, you know, when I'll go over after, you know, working and being up all night or whatever, and you know, go over to say hi, and I'll be tired and be like, I used to fucking, what are you complaining about? I used to did that for 32 years or whatever. And it's like, yeah, man, you were running 1,000 calls a shift back then as a department. You know, we're doing 2,300 a shift now. Easy. You know, and there's, you know, engines being shut down all over the place. You know, just like Tyrone said, if you're in a rotational spot and you're in your fire side, you're getting detailed to a paramedic rescue. So even guys that you know, that's a cool thing to be at a rotational spot. So you can be a firefighter as well. You can still do paramedic stuff on the fire engine or on the life force because you know, it's an assessment life force or whatever. And you're on the rescue 2 out of 3, you know, 2/3 of the time, and you get that one time on the engine, and you don't even get to be on it that time. You get shipped off to some other station. So now you got to pack all your shit in your car and drive to this other fire station to be on the box over there. And so all those things together, man, it's morale's just low, and they're trying to catch up. We just got a new police chief. We just got a new fire chief as well. Chief Crowley, who's, you know, obviously got her own vision trying to implement, but we're in this like funky transitional phase where COVID's kind of like on the downswing, on the upswing again now, but we're trying to hire people and all this shit is going on. And it's just like the perfect storm for shitty morale, man.
Yeah. And Tyrone comes in.
Yeah, man.
Pick up people's spirits.
But seriously, like we say that, but seriously, man, like when I don't want to just blowing smoke up your ass when I say guys are belly laughing about your jokes and talking about your videos and stuff like, hey, did you see the new you know, what's wrong with Tyrone, and they're talking about it and stuff like that, it really is lighting guys up at the kitchen table.
That makes me feel good to hear.
Yeah, it's adding a little bit of levity to a day that, you know, for the past 8 months, year and a half has just been like kind of fucking down, you know.
Yeah. But it's real, it's genuine, and he's doing it for that reason. You know what I mean? So it comes across.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I mean. So the success is going to come and tick up, dude. You'll be making money off reels before you know it, you know?
Give them all of your addresses where they can find you and everything so that people can look you up if they don't already follow you.
No problem. Across different domains, I pretty much have Fire Department Humor on lock, Gmail, Yahoo, YouTube, but Instagram, I just got rid of. Actually, What's Wrong Tyrone is gone now. It's just only Fire Department Humor. Firedepartmenthumor.com. That's all you got to do is look up Fire Department Humor, and you will find what you need.
Fire Department Humor.
You're about to drop the Yahoo on them, dude.
Yeah, almost taking it back. AOL, man.
I don't know if you guys was my AOL screen name.
Why'd you change the name? Just to be more general about it?
Yeah, make it simpler, easier to find.
Yeah.
Just some
smart
advice. I got some friends and family in the industry too. Like my grandfather's actually an actor. So
cool.
Glenn Turman, he's been in a lot. If you've seen Gremlins.
Your grandfather is Glenn Turman?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So he's very well known. Everyone would know his face for sure because he's been in a lot of some of your favorite stuff. Yeah. And then he doesn't give me any advice at all, huh?
Was he in South Central?
Not sure. He was in The Wire.
Yeah, that's right. He was in The Wire. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
Have you ever thought of acting, like actually trying Hollywood acting?
I haven't.
Or comedy or anything like that? No?
I haven't. My granddad does that. He runs it. I never really thought, but I don't know. Maybe I feel like I'm too old for that. Maybe. I don't know.
Come on.
Never too old, man.
Should I? I don't
As
know.
always.
How do I even get into
You're already
that?
doing it, dude.
We'll talk. We'll talk later. Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll
We're
introduce
gonna
you
get
to some
Tyrone an
people, give you
agent.
Some numbers. All right. Shoot, man.
All right, where can they follow you?
All right. I appreciate that, guys.
Yeah, you guys can follow me at DannyGonzo34 on Instagram and Twitter.
Follow me at Ben9Humor, Ben number 9 Humor, like benign tumor on Instagram and Twitter. Follow our show at PRC Pod on Instagram and Twitter, or at PRC Podcast on TikTok. You can also email us, contactprcpod@gmail.com. And please follow CBD Living Water. The best CBD water in town, you guys.
Pours great into mugs, guys.
Sure does. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.